Друзья, полный бой Дэн Хукер против Пола Фелдера уже выложен в наш телеграм-канал. Из-за блокировок Ютуба мы не можем его выложить здесь, поэтому переходи в наш телеграм-канал, бой уже доступен.
Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Barry Foley, Howard Hughes, and David Lethaby. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Mark Goddard. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Spark Arena in Auckland, New Zealand. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record. 20 wins, 8 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, presenting the number 7 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Dan the Hangman Hooker! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record. 17 wins, 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 155 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, presenting the number 6 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Paul, the Irish Dragon, FELDER!
Dan, Paul, you know exactly what I expect. Listen to me at all times, keep yourself protected at all times. If you want to touch gloves, now's the time. God bless.
No touch, denied. Hooker goes back to his corner. He wants none of it. He feels insulted by some of Paul Felder's comments, but all of that is about to be in the past. They are imminently about to do battle. The Kiwi, Dan the Hangman Hooker, and Paul the Irish Dragon Felder. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's fight club is brought to you by Dave and Buster's. Straight away, Felder on the front foot. Lots of feints from Hooker.
Felder looked furious all the way through his walkout, and then that denial of the glove touch as well has further fired him up. Now he's taking calf kicks from Dan Hooker. 3 good calf kicks already. Can already see redness on the leg of Paul Felder from those kicks.
Felder told us this week that you can't hang around in front of... You can't hang around in front of Hooker. You've got to get in, do damage, get out.
4 of those calf kicks. So impactful is that strike. Oh, snapping right hand over the top.
Hooker doing a really nice job on the perimeter, like a sniper at the moment.
Felder doesn't really get started until he's in pain anyway.
4-inch reach advantage for Hooker, who's keeping it very simple at the moment and is very effective. He was really chopping away nicely at that lead leg. Felder's tattoo has turned a shade of red.
Good pressure already from Felder, but he is standing in range, taking shots.
Listen to the crowd.
Oh!
It is deafening in here as Felder lands a right hand.
Hooker just let his guard down for a moment while Felder was in range, then got caught with a 1-2. Nice prod to the midsection from Hooker.
I have to say I've barely recognised Paul Felder this week. Such has been the focus and determination ahead of this meeting with Dan Hooker.
And he left all of his body fat in the US as well, which is unusual for Paul.
Nice work there by Hooker on the outside. When these guys met a couple of months ago, it was a very intense stare down. I'm sure you at home saw it. The intention from Hooker
was to make Felder go back to the States and train like he's never trained before.
Already bruising on that leg of Paul Felder, and Dan Hooker's just managing to stay out of range of a lot of these things. Felder's coming high on his toes when he's throwing that left hook.
Felder's very thick, especially his legs.
Yes.
But that said, that doesn't mean that you can't get hurt.
Trying to find his way inside with those elbows. A lot of the pad work that I've seen him doing with Duke Rufus has been very much a close range, cracking with elbows and knees. He's got to close this distance down if he's going to be effective with any of that, and the bruising on that calf is already showing itself.
Hooker working out with the likes of Israel Adesanya, Brad Riddell, who we saw earlier, Alex Volkanovski.
Good body kick from Felder there, perhaps learned something from the Barbosa fight.
What I was doing my research thinking, was there much that we could take from those fights? It's a common opponents. It was a real show of grit and determination by Hooker, who showed just, again, the strength of his chin, because it was checked there by Felder.
Oh, there's no doubt that both of these guys can take big shots. Over 25 minutes, though, it's the one that takes the less shots that's going to be more effective in the later rounds. 18 shots to 11 at the moment in favor of Dan Hooker.
Felder's never been knocked out before. His only stoppage was due to the doctor's interception. Felder was in that war with Barbosa. His body let him down. His head was like, I'm not quitting, in one of the most unbelievable displays of determination that I've witnessed.
Really good management of range so far from Dan Hooker. Felder needs to stop. Oh, that was a nice inside low kick.
Good work by
knee.
Hooker to get back to his feet. But Felder's foraging for opportunities to do damage there.
Underhooks here for Dan Hooker. Although Felder really would probably be preferring this range, especially if he didn't give double underhooks. Hooker here is opening the midsection up to knees.
We shouldn't forget the amount of elbow strikes that Paul Felder has on his resume. He's a record holder in the UFC. 3 fights he's won by elbow. So on the break is normally where a fighter will employ them.
Always pressure from Felder. Needs to do a better job of stepping to his left and cutting the octagon off. Hooker's got free rein moving to his left at the moment. Felder's shadowing him but not stopping him.
Apparently Hooker used to be a featherweight fighter, isn't that something?
No chance, I don't believe you. That door is constantly open for Dan Hooker. He's always circling this direction. Felder needs to really cut that off.
We will rejoin this in just 30 seconds.
All right, good round, Bubba. Breathe. Breathe. Okay.
Just breathe first.
Okay. Paul, listen to me. You're doing real good, but here's what's got to happen. Okay?
Some of that eye.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, listen to me. Don't go for the first strike, okay? He's trying to slither, so don't go big on the first strike. Just stay with him. Continue. 2, 3, 4. Throw the 4th or 5th shot big, because he's just pulling on everything. You're starting to get his number, but don't go big on the first one. That's why he's able to dodge. So fire back, fire. 3rd, 4th shot, you can drop the bomb on him, okay, kiddo? Because he's running away from it. The other thing, overcrowd.
So that first round was all about Dan Hooker moving away, staying out of range, and damaging that lead leg of Paul Felder, which he's managed to do very well so far. Really snappy shots here, and the damage that Paul Felder took right at the end of that round has also swelled his eye up as well, which was surprising to me when he got back to his stool, because I wasn't exactly sure what had caused it. Felder's showing a lot of damage, as you would expect from him. Got to be impactful though. 20 more minutes to go in this fight. He doesn't want that eye to swell shut and the doctor to stop it. That would be very frustrating for him.
Round number 2. Felder has fought with one lung, a broken arm. A little eye problem isn't going to deter that man.
Good block there. That is the forearm that he broke, I believe, though, so he doesn't want to take too many of them. Doing a better job of closing that door this time around. Hooker is still circling towards that side over and over again.
Oh, nice head movement there really by Hooker. He's managing that range very nicely as he sees Hooker go gliding past him with that elbow. at the highest level that is not even inches anymore, it's millimeters.
The range management of Dan Hooker is really quite outstanding. And what you would expect from this team, we see the same thing from Israel Adesanya as well. Hit and not get hit. And he's fighting very disciplined as well, considering the pressure he's got on his shoulders.
Yeah, this does not look like the first main event for Dan Hooker in his hometown. But as you said earlier, Dan, those incremental steps, not wanting to go too quickly and too far. He has trodden the boards, rung by rung, to lead to tonight. And the crowd are asking for Hooker to do some damage.
Really nice performance so far from Dan Hooker, just slowly dismantling his opponent. Not really overly committing to anything and putting himself at risk. Working that lead calf. Now he puts himself at risk, but lands a right hand for his troubles. Oh, and takes a left hook.
Slamming kick there by Felder. Up next, don't miss a recap of all the action from Auckland on the UFC Fight Night post-show on ESPN+. Watch Brendan, Rashad, Heidi break it all down, only on Plus.
Overswung on that left hook. Paul Felder finds himself giving his back now to Dan Hooker, who looks to get a hook in. Nice work, laced his legs together, give him further control. He's got a seatbelt grip as well. I expect him to either drag Felder to the floor or hop onto his back and get that second hook in. Felder knows the danger here though. He's going to pull the arm over to the opposite side of his head if he can.
Yeah, good 2-on-1 control, but then Hooker changes up that grip.
Felder doing a good job of stalling this position, but not doing a great deal to get out of it. You can see him trying that 2-on-1 grip on Dan Hooker's left arm. He's going to try and control that wrist and throw it over the other side of his head.
It's an interesting stalemate because they're in the centre of the octagon. And I wondered when Paul was going to try and get this to the fence, but obviously with his legs aren't free to move that well.
Hooker just looks like he's cruising here. He looks like he's just so comfortable. Lovely feints. Feints to go with the calf kick. Felder returns with a calf kick. We're seeing some marking on the lead leg of Dan Hooker now.
A lot went well for Felder in the lead up to this one. He came out early to get acclimatised, acclimated. Brought his whole team with him. The nutritionist has really helped. Anyone who's been following Felder on Instagram, or he has almost like a cooking show nowadays. He's a cereal grazer out of camp.
I graze on cereal all the time as well.
Let's listen to Paul Felder's corner, see what instructions they're giving him.
One more. Yes, good low kick. Come on. Fire back. Oi. 1 minute. Oi. Oi. Keep going. No, keep going. Return. Keep working. Keep working. Busy. Oi. Go. Liver. 1-3.
Excited corner, celebrating each and every piece of success that Felder's landing. It was a good moment for him. Nice left hook. Felder's up the tempo a little bit, Dan.
Yeah, this is not the range that Felder really wants to be fighting at. That's the range he wants, that close range brawling style that he's got where he can land his elbows. Dan Hooker's range management is really quite impressive at the moment. Nice work by Felder. Starting to pick his aggression up now. Snaps back the head with a jab. Does Dan Hooker though?
Yeah.
Felder can't get overzealous. Throws a spinning elbow. Hooker circles out away from the danger.
And Hooker is staying just outside that range a lot of the time. One after, but I don't think it was intentional. What an intriguing fight this is.
Nice and relaxed, brother.
Stay long. What do I do?